Have you ever felt like the world was just too much? Like you needed to step away, find a quiet corner, and just breathe? That's exactly how Hank felt. Hank lived in a small, sleepy town where everyone seemed to know everyone else's business. But Hank? He kept to himself. People called him a recluse, but he just liked the peace and quiet. One spring, Hank decided to build a treehouse in his backyard. Not for kids, not for show, just for him. It was his little sanctuary, high up in the branches, away from the noise and the chatter. He'd sit there for hours, reading, listening to the wind, and letting the world drift by. But here's the thing about treehouses. They're like magnets for curiosity. One by one, the neighborhood kids started to notice. At first, it was just a few glances through the fence. Then, a couple of brave ones asked if they could take a look. Hank, being Hank, said no. This was his space, his escape. But kids are persistent. They left little notes at his door. They drew pictures of the treehouse and slipped them under his mat. And slowly, something inside Hank started to shift. He remembered what it was like to be a kid, to dream of secret hideouts and sky-high forts. So one afternoon, Hank did something he never thought he would. He opened the treehouse door. He let the children climb up one by one and showed them his favorite spot to watch the sunset. At first, it was awkward. Hank didn't know what to say. The kids were shy, whispering and giggling. But as the days passed, the treehouse became a little community. Kids brought their books, their board games, even their worries. Hank listened. Sometimes he told stories. Other times he just sat with them in silence. And something incredible happened. Hank's loneliness began to fade. The laughter, the chatter, the small joys, they filled up the empty spaces in his heart. He realized that by holding on so tightly to his solitude, he'd been missing out on something beautiful. The treehouse became more than just a sanctuary for Hank. It became a safe haven for the whole neighborhood, a place where kindness grew, where stories were shared, and where no one ever felt alone. Sometimes the things we build to keep the world out end up inviting the world in. And in giving a little piece of ourselves, we find that we're not just helping others, we're healing too. So if you ever find yourself building walls, remember Hank and his treehouse? Maybe what you really need is to build a door and let a little kindness in.